to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Hopefully, everybody can hear me fine. I'm going to get started probably about a minute, give people time to get in here. So there's no rush. We're going to be breaking down goals for the winter time, how to achieve your goals, too. It's really important. So we'll give people a little time. Hopefully, people are already off work and had dinner locally and around the country and around the world. We will trim this in a little bit. Howdy, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and say the pleasantries now. Appreciate you showing up and everything. I'll get started here in about probably another 30, 45 seconds. Of course, when you get this on Spotify, I will put up the Spotify information. And when that Spotify information is up here, or it'll be in the link and it'll be inside the thing, you can go in there and listen to this, and you won't have all this little talk up front. But I like to allow people to get in here and watch what's going on. And remember, it's generally going to be about 30 minutes long. And then after that, we're going to have a Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask those. Kind of hold off a little bit till after I'm done talking whatever about what the subject is, because we're going to trim off the front, maybe trim off the back. But for the most part, we'll probably just rock and roll with it. And I'm going to be talking about, do you survive or do you thrive in the wintertime? And really, you should be thriving depending on how long you've been in business. I don't care. I mean, you should be thriving no matter how long you've been in business. And those are some of the tips I'm going to help you with here in just a minute or so. It's about 15 more seconds. We're going to get started. And bear with us. This is my first official. I practiced it a couple times and it went pretty good. And oh yeah, one more thing too. If you make a comment, put your name by the comment, because some people are in private groups or in certain places where it won't show up where other people can see where they're at. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, with all that being said, let's rock and roll. Okay, first of all, if I want to talk about, does your business survive or does it thrive in the wintertime? I mean, look, guys, it's no secret that in our business, what happens in the wintertime? Business falls off, right? There's just not that many clients in the cleaning business, especially in the carpet cleaning business, that are having their carpets cleaned. So generally the season kind of goes from when? It starts somewhere around, I don't know, probably March, depending on where you're in the country now. Some people have the blessing of being in, warm weather climate all year long. Hey, more power to them. But regardless of where you're at, as I traveled the country the last couple of years, I've noticed that people have said that in the wintertime, their business slows down. What do you do, Rob, to survive? Well, I've always thrived in the wintertime. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and share how I survive and thrive through, decades and decades. And that's including through recessions, problems, personal problems, you name it. Everybody's got problems, right? So anything could happen. So let's break it down a little bit. First of all, I'd like to talk about winter goals. And one thing I noticed as I travel the country, I ask, hey, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 1-year goal? People look confused, stunned. I'm going like, really? You don't have goals? Really? You should be writing down your goals. Come on now. I mean, or at least thinking of some goals. If you're on a ship and you don't have a destination, how you going to get there? You can't even route your way to it, but you plan your route after. We'll break it down a little more. But what I've noticed is a lot of people complain instead of getting things done. I've always tried to be a person who just gets crap done. You know what I mean? That's putting it nicely, right? You just got to get out there and get stuff done, but you need to know what needs to be done and maybe some goals so you can really, really thrive. And I think these little tips and tricks that I give you at the end, I think you'll be very pleased with them. But, I know I've heard people say, well, my life's a crap show right now. I got problems. Well, look, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got their own crap show. I'm just being, straightforward and honest. Okay. But, really as men or women, we should man up or woman up, fight through those problems. A lot of people just give up. And what happens? They just don't get anywhere in life. But you want to be the type of person that just keeps right on going. You want to be steady and consistent, because when they say so many people fail, 9 out of 10 small businesses fail within, 5 years and maybe even a year, it's only because I've noticed is that people just give up. If you really stick it out, keep on developing and be consistent with your routine, you're generally not going to have a problem and you're going to go ahead and survive. So I would say the first thing you need to do, the very first thing you need to do is work on your mindset. Okay? Change your mind, change your life, right? I'm a big believer of that. So it all starts right here. Now, I'm not into those motivational speakers and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, they have a couple of good points, but they embellish everything. That's how they make money. That's how they get recurring income through you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, more power to them. If you need somebody to get you motivated, so be it. Okay. I've always been a self motivated person, so I don't need that. But, and I know how to motivate other people. And that's why I think my business has been very successful. Well, so you get that mind change your mind, meditate, learn who you are. You have to know thyself. All right. Get to know who you are, what your goals are, where you want to be in a year, where you want to be in 5 years. And then you can route yourself to it. You generally have to put the destination in a GPS first, and then it routes it for you, right? So you put your destination in there, figure out what your destination is that you want it to be, put it in there, and then kind of write your route, all the little tips and points right along the way, right? Okay. Now, I've also noticed that showed up some people. Remember, I traveled for 2 years almost um, on my RV, traveling around, visiting cleaners around the country, and got to see the country in the process. And I noticed a lot of guys sometimes just have some bad habits. Okay. So you need to ask yourself the question, a lot of them were playing video games when I got there. Really? I mean, during work hours, playing video games? I don't think that's going to get you ahead in your business. You're going to complain, then turn around and say, hey, how do I get ahead in business? Well, maybe the first thing you do is turn off them video games. I mean, they're addicting and they're distracting. So you want to get rid of all the distractions that you possibly can. And I kind of made a little small list of those. And remember, it's your habits. So what are your habits? I mean, be honest with yourself. What are you doing every single day with your time? Where's your time at? Are you scrolling on the internet? Are you watching all the videos, little tiny entertainment videos and stuff like that? It's kind of funny that in our country, everybody's watching, the girls shake their butt, people doing stupid things and stuff like that, just being stupid. All right. But over in China, what do? Their algorithm pushes to them how to get ahead in business, how to be a better person, how to improve your math skills, learning about history. I mean, come on. So look at the night and day difference. And then you can't complain when you see these people are getting ahead and you're not getting ahead. And that's the same thing in our own country. If you see somebody getting ahead, it's probably because they're just applying themselves. All right. Remember, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So if you got any questions, feel free to write them over here to the right here, and I'll be glad to go over them with you. Now, listen, and I noticed some guys, they're heavy drinkers. Some guys, when I got there, were smoking weed. Hey, that just kind of proves my point. And I'm not knocking that. If that's what you want to do, more power to you. But don't complain that you're not getting ahead if you're doing those things. And that just confirms what I've always said. Half the cleaners out there are doing this for beer, cigarette, and weed money. Okay. So you can't complain if that's what you're doing. If you're wasting your time on video games, you're wasting your time on porn, you're wasting your time scrolling on watching stupid videos, and you're just being lazy and you're over drinking and stuff like that, and you're smoking weed all the time, you're probably not going to get ahead, are you? Because the other guy is over here. He's waking up every day. He's motivated. He's wrote his goals down. He's figured out the route to get there. And then he fights through the roadblocks. Because believe me, life is going to throw a hell of a lot of roadblocks at you. Okay? There's just no way to look at it. And, somebody mentioned here that, time is money. And that's whether you're busy or not. So you might as well be using your time to better yourself. But like I said earlier on, and I think this is really important, you really got to know yourself. What motivates you? Do you like music? Is it music that gets you motivated? Is it your wife that gets you motivated? Your family? Your friends? God? Jesus? I mean, whatever it is, religion, you name it. What is it takes to get you motivated? So back to that again, your mindset. Change your mind, change your life. But there's a war. There's a ton of propaganda being thrown at you by people who are making money off of you because you're doing stupid things. So if you want to get ahead, you definitely have to change your mind and get rid of, or at least majorly, a huge amount, reduce those bad habits. Get them out of your get them out of your life if you possibly can. Now, I think this is an important point I want to make here before I get to the tips. I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks also. And that is, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a big believer in, motivational speakers. I'm not saying I haven't read some of their information, Think and Grow Rich. I think it was Napoleon Hill was his name. I read that. I'm just very picky about what I read and what I take in. And I like to use my critical thinking skills and my common sense. And some of these guys out there, they're just hucksters, right? So they're just taking advantage of it. They say, oh, just anything you want, you can have it. Well, just ask for it. I'm going like, no, that's not how it works. You can't just ask for it. Okay. Now, I believe the universe will give you just about anything you want. It'll help you reach your goals. Okay. The goals are out there. It's just for you to take it. But you notice I said you take it. So you have to have action. And, God blesses effort, right? The universe blesses effort. If you believe in evolution, Mother Nature blesses effort. So you have to be doing something. If you're putting all your energy and your time into negative activities, expect a negative result. Okay? If you put most of your energies towards something positive, something you like and you enjoy doing because you learned yourself, it will motivate you and help you get ahead in life. It's just that simple. Change your mind, change your life, change your habits. I'm just keeping it simple and I'm keeping it real. I'm not going to go into all that flowery stuff that the motivational speakers go with. It's just the simple and basics. One thing I've always been able to do is take something that is difficult and make it simple, practical, and applicable and easy to understand. And I think that's really important. Hey, you haven't seen me go deep. Somebody said I'm going deep tonight. You have not seen me go deep. Believe me. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown of what I mean by that here in a couple of minutes when you hear my tips and tricks. Before I go into the tips and tricks, I kind of want to talk about, well, how do you achieve your goals? And I made a list of a couple of things right here. Number one, more than anything else that's made me successful through my career is writing down my goals. Good Lord, get your goals out of your imagination and get them on the paper. Okay? You have to have the goal there. If it's just in your imagination, oh, I'd like to have 5 trucks. I'd like to have 10 trucks. I'd like to be rich. I'd like to be on vacation. I'd like to be in an RV traveling the country. All right? I'd like to be playing golf this afternoon. I'd like to have more money than I need. I might want a bigger house. I want a nicer car. I want to get out of the neighborhood that I'm in. Okay? So it's all there for you to taking, but you can't just say that. Saying things doesn't always get things. Now, I'm not saying that words are not important because you are speaking to trillions of cells in your body and they're listening to it. So if you're telling your body and all those cells, those own little cities themselves, and you're telling them, oh man, I suck. I'll never get ahead. Everybody else gets ahead. You're putting all that negative information in there. You ain't going to get ahead. Start telling yourself a lot of positive things. Hey, you know what? I'm a believer in affirmations. Hey, I'm good. I'm good enough. Of course, we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to fight through this. I'm going to man up. I'm going to woman up. And I'm going to get through this and I'm going to reach my goals. Okay? So you see how already the energy that you're feeling already is already feeling better. Okay? Instead of, you're down low. I'm feeling like crap. I look like crap. I'm not taking care of my body. I'm eating wrong. I'm doing these things wrong. Well, change it. Change your mind. Change your life. Change your habits. That's simple. I'm not going to get into anything flowery. I'm just telling you how it is. You need to man up, woman up, and that way you'll get ahead. Now, like I said about the RV, I'll give you an example of writing my goals down. I keep it in my notes now, but I used to have a written thing and I keep it in my pocket all the time. And I pull it out and I look at all my notes. All right, there we go. So I look at all my notes and I say, okay, well, this is what I want to do. I wanted a full basketball court in my backyard when I was younger. Okay. Had that for 25 years. I wanted people to come. So I went ahead and I got all the list of people and I would call them up. So see, I'm taking action. You have to take action. After you get your goal, figure out your route. Oh, I need people to play basketball. I'm going to call these people. These are people who are going to show up. Boom. I needed somebody to help me with the concrete. I got somebody to help me with the concrete. I need somebody to help me put up the rims and the poles. Got somebody to help me do that. See, I wrote all the things down. I wanted a basketball court. I could just walk around and say, "Hey, I want a basketball court in my backyard." Okay, great. We all want to. Maybe I want a tennis court. Maybe I want a golf course. All right. Well, what have you written down to accomplish that? Well, I need rims. I need a net. I need a pole. I need the concrete. I need the concrete painted. 3-point lines, foul line. I need all that done. Okay. And so if I write all those things down, then I start to accomplish one at a time. So the same thing you need to do is you need to take and write down your goals. I did the same thing with RV. I've always said, hey, I'd like to get an RV and travel the country. And I said, okay, I'll write down the RV that I want, the places I want to go to. And then I thought, you know what? How can I make this tax deductible, help other people? Because I'm a big believer in the law of reciprocity. I believe if I help you become successful, it'll help me become successful. And that's really worked out well in my cleaning business and over to tmfshop.net for the business that I have right now. And now we're worldwide. I think we're in 16 different countries. I can't keep up. My son does. So I'm sorry, son, if I said the wrong number again. Sometimes I make mistakes when I say the amount of countries because I don't handle the back end. My son does. And I'm very fortunate to have somebody like him in my life. And he's goal-oriented too. They say, Francis, excuse me, my wife makes me a nice steak and I just ate it. But, they say branches don't fall too far from the tree. So, but the good thing about him is he's more computer savvy, where I'm more process savvy when the business and stuff like that. So very proud of him. That's Rob Allen the third. I'm Rob Allen Jr., just so you know, for future reference. And hopefully he'll carry the flame long after I'm gone. And we would not be here the way we are right now without him. So I definitely want to give my son some prompts and the love that he deserves. Okay, now, so basically, one other point I'd like to bring out in here, and I think this is really important, is you need to develop your skill set. So if your skill set is down on the lower side and you're not that good at the service that you're offering, you're probably not going to get ahead because you don't have a good solid foundation. So you want to build a solid foundation by doing high quality workmanship and knock your socks off customer service. If you do those things, now you're creating a solid foundation and you can put as many layers of your business on it as you want and get as successful as you want, and the foundation will hold. But if you've got a crappy foundation, you don't have a good team, you don't have a good business plan, and you don't have a good way of processes and taking care of customers and keeping up with your equipment and stuff like that, then you got a loose foundation, maybe built on sand. You start adding layers, boom, the whole thing can fall down. You want it nice and solid. So definitely keep it as strong as possible. Now, here's another thing I like to do. I'll set a goal and then I'll set another goal at the end of the goal. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to set a hard goal. And by the way, a good book for this right here, I really love this book a lot. If you get a chance, take a look at it. Speaking of the frog, it's called Eat the Frog. And the whole gist of the book is doing the more difficult things before you do the easy things. So if you want to do some of those things, you want to do some of those distractions, fine, but get the hard things out of the way first. And I think the illustration they used in that book was if you had a beautiful meal planned out for the whole day, right? Beautiful breakfast, lunch, dinner. I mean, just gourmet, the absolute best food ever. Would you eat, and you had to eat a frog, okay? Would you eat that frog at the beginning of the day, before all your meals, or you eat the frog at the end of the day? I'll guarantee you, just about everybody, except Reynaldo, would eat the frog in the morning. Get it out of the way, okay? Not a fan of frog legs, but I know some people are. So you get that frog out of the way, then you enjoy everything else. That's your reward. And that's the point I was going to mention, is I like to set a second goal, and that second goal is my reward. Like, for instance, I'm working on 30 days of videos. And I'm even doing a couple of silly ones. If you go to YouTube, you'll see some of my shorts I've been putting up, just kind of kidding around in between. It's got to break it up a little bit. If you're out there and you're busting rump and you're going through all these different, videos of training people and stuff like that, putting them on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever we're at, and it just gets monotonous after a while. So sometimes I make some crazy videos like the one-arm carpet cleaner, cleaning with one arm. So what if I clean with one arm? So I'm out there. That just breaks up the monotony, And I've got a couple other ones that I'm doing too. That's just kind of quirky and silly, but it really breaks it up a little bit. The whole point is, though, is you need a goal. You need to route that goal. Those are little bullet points to how to get to the goal. And then after you reach that goal, if you want to, reward yourself. Okay. So after these 30 days is up, we're just busting it, getting things done, rocking and rolling. Every single day, we're making new videos. We're making all kinds of video footage. What I'm going to do is at the end of that, I'm taking my wife to Florida for the winter. I'll still be able to do the podcast because guess what? I said, you know what? I'm going to get Starlink inside my RV. I'm going to get it all set up and I'm going to be able to do my podcast every single week, even when I'm on the road. And I get to meet other cleaners. So if you're in Florida, let me know. I'll be glad to talk with you about it. All right. Now, right before I get to the tips, I'd like to say that I think it's important to diversify. All right. But I'm going to tell you some other tips here in a minute, but I want to tell you that it's important to diversify or develop your service so good and maybe add more trucks or more customers, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But a lot of people like to diversify. And I kind of want to bring this out to you. Yes, I have been there. So anyway, I'll get back to that. Remember, at the end of this, I'm going to have an AMA and answer all the questions in here. So feel free to keep on asking them. And that'll be about 9 more minutes. I'm keeping it around 30 minutes. But sometimes I'll have people here. When I do, it could go on longer. Or maybe I might just get winded, right? And keep right on going. Get my second wind, should I say. All right. I want to know who's heard the expression before? Jack of all trades, master of none. A lot of people think that's a negative connotation. And that is a negative connotation if that's the only part of that saying you say. Most everybody I run into across the country as I travel, most of them don't know the rest of that expression. There's more to it. You know what it is? Jack of all trades, master of none is still better than a master of one. So think about that. If you develop more diverse services and you do a good job at them, at least get 90. I think there was a survey I was reading somewhere where they did a study actually. And the study was to be very successful in your trade or your field, what percentage out of 100% did you need to be in? It's around 90 and 92%. So you didn't have to be 100%, just somewhere between 90%. So if you know something 90%, you're good to go. I own a pest control company. We do carpet cleaning. We do water damage. We do tile grout and stone. We do stone polishing. We do hardwood floors. We do LVT. We do LVP. So we do a wide VCT. We do a wide variety of a lot of different things. But I took the time to master each one of them first before I moved on to the next one. I wanted to make sure I'm at least at a 90% level for carpet cleaning, to move to upholstery cleaning, to move tile and grout cleaning, hardwood floor, stone polishing. Okay, you see how that goes? So you can add those services and get there, but don't let people hold you back with negative sayings when they say, a jack of all trades, master of none, because he's still better than a master of one, right? So keep that in mind. I really like that a lot. And I think so many people listen to that and it gives them a negative connotation. And that shouldn't be the case. So let's review, and then we're going to go right to the thriving tips. All right. So you want to change your mind, change your life. And to do that, you got to learn to know who you are, learn thyself. All right. And love thyself like love thy neighbor. Yep. A lot of people say they haven't heard the end of that saying before. Look it up. Don't just take my word for it. Look up that says that. And then after that, I said, hey, look, you gotta improve your habits. All right. This world sends out a ton of propaganda, a ton of advertising. They want your time. Instagram wants your time. Facebook wants your time. Everybody wants your time. Okay. Be a little bit stingy with your time because you want to use a lot of your time to get ahead in life. All right. And then, of course, you need to set some goals. And you want to remember, I remember somebody telling me a long time ago, I'm talking about when I was just almost a kid, he said that, there's a ton of talent. Here's what he said. Hey, Rob, there's a ton of talented, unsuccessful people walking around in this world. You know why that is? Because they don't apply themselves. And you know what? I took that to heart. That's a good point. So just because you have a lot of natural talent doesn't mean you're going to get ahead in life. I'm way past a lot of people from my school and my graduating class. I'm way past some haters that come on and hate on me all the time. I see them riding around in their hoopties. It looks beat up and stuff like that. Oh, you're terrible. You can't do this, can't do that. I'm going like, all right, well, I got a multi-truck operation that I don't have to work in. I've got a worldwide distributorship, largest forum in the world. I make videos just about every day to help people. I have an online school, online store, and you're riding around your hoopty with a tank top on, probably smoking a joint. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not knocking them, but it's funny they'll come and knock me. And I think they're just mad because they haven't gotten ahead. And so they hate what you are accomplishing because it's what they wanted to do. I've had people tell me that in the past. They've apologized to me. Hey, Rob, I was sorry. I'm apologize for being so hard on you all the time. You just had ideas that I already had, but I never did them. So you notice the difference? You got to do it. All right? You really got to do it. Now, let's talk about thriving tips. Basically, I already said, diversify your service, right? Diversify, 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 or die. Or build your brand so good. If that's all you want to do it on. The problem is, if you do it just on carpet cleaning, a lot of times you're going to have that winter lull. So what can you do about that winter lull? Get out there and beat the bushes. Okay, how much? Let's say, for instance, you are used to doing, I don't know, 50. Let's just say $50,000 a month. All right. Let's say you're used to doing $50,000 a month, and then the wintertime pops up, you're doing $25,000 a month. And you might say, I want to do, this is just hypothetically speaking, I want to do another $25,000 a month. So you write that down on the paper. I want to do $25,000 more a month. Now you got to think about, well, what can I do to do $25,000 more? Oh, you know what I could do? I could work my gold mine. What's your gold mine? Your past clients. Okay, so work those past clients. Either send them a postcard, give them a phone call. I remember my brother, God bless his soul, he died, of cancer about a year or so ago. He would say when he needed business, he'd get on the phone, go back to his appointment books. He didn't have house call program. He'd get on his appointment books and he would just start calling. Hey, Miss Jones, how you doing today? Yeah, I know you haven't had carpet cleaned in a while. He wouldn't even tell them, say, oh, Keith, I'm glad you called because I need my carpet cleaned. Oh, you do? Okay, cool. I happen to have an appointment. Now, you see, he wasn't smoking weed, drinking. He was actually doing something positive to get through those winter months. Okay, so that's what you got to do. So you got to figure out where you want to be and the steps you need to get there. Okay, maybe, hey, you know what? I've seen some guys say, hey, Rob, I get a lot of commercial business through the winter, and that keeps me busy. I love it. Okay, cool. How do you get commercial business? Write that down. I need more commercial business. Get out there and cold call. I got a buddy who's a window cleaner. Never advertised a day in his life. Goes knocks on, hey, I'd like to clean your windows. Boom. He's busy as can be. Travels all the time, has a great life. Good for him. He's just killing it. He don't want to get any bigger. He just wants to be a one-man operation with a helper. Good for him. I'm happy for him. And I think, but you notice he takes action. So you have to take action or you're not going to get ahead. Yeah, I think I'm going to break down some of the services you might want to get into and some of the ones you might not want to get into. But you got to find out what fits you, what you enjoy doing. I think that's what's really important. If you enjoy it and you enjoy learning about it, you're probably going to be pretty doggone good at it, right? Okay, so here we go. Number one thing, I'm going to tell you some of the tips and tricks that I've done. During the slow times or other times, I will read books. Like I said, Eat the Frog, Think and Grow Rich. Read some books. Good Lord. Get back to it. At least if you can't do that, get it on Audible. Get a podcast. Subscribe to my podcast. Yeah, love to have you, right? So just subscribe and we'll go through and you can also reach out to me. We got something coming this year, real soon here in about 2 weeks. Just can't say it right now. I'm going to leave it at that right now. Okay, I want to mention about how a lot of times something that really keeps you up in the wintertime, keeps your business going, is rugs. I found clients will bring rugs in the wintertime. I don't know, for some reason they bring them in. Maybe somebody could tell me after we're done here in a couple of minutes. But people bring rugs in through the winter. We stay nice and busy with the rugs. Keep my techs busy that way. So, some people add janitorial. Some people add house cleaning. Whatever works for you, Or some people just get on the phone and work that gold mine. I've always said that your past clients are a gold mine. A lot of people just don't dig into that mine. The gold ain't going to come out of the ground by itself. You got to get down in there, squirrel away, right? Get it going. Okay, another thing you could do is you could do some online training if you can't get away. All right. We offer online training. Do some online training. YouTube has a lot of different things you can do. Get on YouTube and learn. I spent a lot of time on YouTube during the pandemic, a lot of time. But guess what I was doing? I was watching documentaries on history. 'Cause a lot of history is a lie. History is written by the victors. So most of the history you learn in school is not the truth, or it's just skimming the surface. So I'm a big history buff. I love history. I love studying about religion, and I love listening to people who have a positive attitude. Like some of the old ones. Like Earl Nightingale and people like that. So I like to listen to. So you notice there, I'm working on bettering myself. I'm working on learning more and training myself more for whatever I want to learn on. Now, some people will squirrel their nuts away and just go ahead and spend and save all their money and take a trip during the off season. Hey, more power to them. They like to decompress and then come back and jump into it. So depending on where you're at, go ahead. Depending on where you're at in your life, there's nothing wrong with taking yourself a nice vacation. Remember, that end goal could be a reward. It's always a good idea to reward yourself. Big believer in rewarding myself. Now, there's something different that I did this year. I actually took up law. A lot of people don't know that about me. I went ahead and took some master classes in law. Man, did I learn a lot about law. Ooh, man, there's a lot to learn about it. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now about law that really, really shocked me more than anything else. It's not what you think it is, and it's not ran by who you think it is. Okay? You have on this side over here, you have a ton of statutes and codes, right? But then over here, you have a bunch of inalienable God given rights. And guess which one trumps? The codes and the statutes. But you need to learn the code. And the problem is, a lot of law is written how? In Latin. So a lot of people show up to the courthouse, dumb. What do I do? Okay, whatever you tell me. Or get a lawyer. And lawyers, hey, how do you tell when a lawyer's lying? When his lips are moving, right? So you got all those things that are going on. And right, somebody mentioned here it's all about the previous rulings. And that's very true, because that's how it's based off of. If you don't stand up for your rights, it's assumed you have no rights. Okay, so you need to learn your rights. And I'm a big believer in learning everything I can about history, law, religion, business, and and life improvement. So if you could do all those things, just get a little bit of time in there. And I hardly watch any TV, and I don't think I have any bad habits, but I might have to look back and see what I got going on. Everybody's got something that digs at them, right? But you have to be disciplined and you have to be consistent to get ahead. Now, here's my final thing I'm going to say here. 'Cause remember I said what fits you is what's most important, not what fits somebody else. All right. And if you can find out what you really enjoy and what you really love doing, I'm telling you what, you will go a long ways. And listen to this, find your niche. I believe that a niche is 10 times better than a degree, 99% of the time. I'll repeat that. A niche that you love and enjoy can be 99% better, 10 times better, 99% of the time. Hey, don't believe me? Take a look around at people who have found their niche. Makes a big difference. There's a reason why they say niches lead to riches. Niches lead to riches. Find your niche. Get motivated. Okay? Change your mind, change your life. Figure out your goal. Write down the route to get to that goal. Accomplish it. Reward yourself. Find some good books. Find some good training. Find some good people. Stop doing stupid stuff. Stop doing stupid stuff. It really boils down to that. You can really get ahead in life by just that one saying, stop doing stupid stuff. I just don't waste my time on stupid stuff or stupid people. Okay? Stupid stuff and stupid people. Now, I ain't got time for it. Instead, I'm going to be looking for a diverse service, whether it's duct cleaning, whether it's upholstery cleaning, whether it's rug cleaning, whether it's tile and grout cleaning, color sealing, whether it's stone polishing, hardwood floors, screen and recoating hardwood floors. How about putting finishes on LVT and LVP after cleaning them? There's just so many diverse services out there that tie right in with our business. And I also own a pest control company. So we do pest control. So if you put all those things together right there, you're more than likely going to be successful. You just have to be steady and consistent. Find your niche because niches lead to riches. And if you really apply yourself, you're going to not just survive winters, you're going to thrive through winters. Well, that's my TED Talk for today. Hope you enjoyed it for my first one here. I appreciate everybody's participation. So we have a lot of people in here, and I appreciate that. I'm going to scroll back through the chats. There's quite a bit over here, and I appreciate it. And like I said, I'll go through this. A lot of people say, hey, what's up? Jim, Derek, the frog. And remember, like I said, if you could put your name in there, because if you're coming from our TMF private group, Truck Mount Forums, Carpet Cleaner Professionals, it's not going to show your name because you're actually in a private group, which is a good thing. It's just a privacy factor that they have. So if you mention something, put it there, and I'll be going there. Somebody said I was going deep tonight. Well, I always try to go deep, but then I always like to have some fun too. I like to mix it up, and I think that's what you'll find in some of the videos I'm putting up after a while there. Hey, James, good to have you, man. Appreciate it. Somebody said here, I used to do 3 carpets 3 days a week and another job 3 days a week. Then I realized $30 an hour for 8 hours is $240. And that one carpet job, so I stopped doing it. Hey, I don't know who said that, but I like that. Because like I said, it doesn't put your name there. That's very true. You see, he used common sense. He used logical deduction. He used critical thinking skills. Stop being stupid. What's up, Christopher? Another James there. Better than a master of none. Never heard that before. Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, look it up for yourself. It's pretty cool. I love the rest of that saying. Let's see. Or the better than master of one. However you want to look at it. Different people look at it that way. Somebody said haters are my motivators. Yeah, that's true. But I just kind of avoid them now. I just block them if I have to. Depending on how, if they're just acting stupid, I don't care. But if they're just really a true hater and hate everything you do and just all negative all the time, I don't need that negativity in my life. Somebody said failure to implement is the biggest hurdle for 99% of business owners. That's anybody in anything. If you don't implement, you've done nothing, right? Somebody said, squirrel away to plan on it. Yep. I live in Maine and ski a day or two midweek. Good for you. Enjoy the life side of the work and life balance. Yeah. Hey, Frederick, I can't knock that, man. Balance is key in everything, right? Cannot knock that at all. I need to do more. I used to do a lot of fun activities, but I kind of work them in there. But when I get down to something, I'm getting it done, man. No way around it. Winner of the war writes the history books. Yep, that's what I've always said. No doubt about it. And all these wars, they're basically just planned murder if you really think about it. The last 100 years, and people had, it's kind of weird, but these people have planned almost every single one of these wars. The immortality key, case law, somebody mentioned, sure I'm going on down here. People want a specialist, not a general practitioner. Hey, there you go. I like that. Yeah, good point. There's a reason why you go to a specialist when you have a specific health problem. True that. The more expensive a service gets, the more people want a specialist. Amen to that. Say, become a specialist in what you do. I like that. The majority would go to a company with wood in the name with a very few reviews over going to a carpet cleaning company with a ton of reviews that also offer the service. Yeah. Hey, good night to you also. What's up, David from Bakersfield? Leaving San Francisco right now for a 4-unit of carpet upholstery. It's kind of late, isn't it? I guess not. I guess you might be cleaning inside dark there, right? Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this first podcast. It's going to be a Thursday at 7 o'clock, and it would be, I'll have it on Spotify. I'll have it on YouTube. So if you want to watch the video, you can do that. Might be a little bit boring. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring a video in here. We'll watch it, and then I'm going to conclude with that. It's kind of a dumb video, but hey, it's my video, right? I was just thinking about, I wonder how hard it'd be. Take care, James. What's up, man? And I was wondering how hard it would be to clean one arm if you only have one arm. I'll tell you what, that would be a tough task. I cleaned a set of stairs, and I was shocked how hard it was. Clean a set of stairs from one arm, right? You're welcome, guys. Appreciate it too. Okay, so I'm going to put on here share. And I'm going to toggle this on or watch this video, and we'll call it an end. If anybody has more questions, feel free to. You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate y'all too. Remember, I'm a big believer in the law of reciprocity. I believe if I help you guys become successful, you'll help me become successful. And that's definitely worked, right? All right, so I'm going to toggle this on and give it a try. Hey, let's give Rob a hand of applause. Nice. I forgot I got this little box over here my son set up, and it's got all kinds of little prompts on it. Can mute myself, take my video off of there. Got to run to the restroom. We could do that. Anyway, I'm going to play this little dumb video I made, put it on YouTube. I've got a really good video coming out. I'm not sure what day my son's going to put it out, but I've already finished it. I think everybody's going to like it a lot, but I just don't want to say what it is to kind of kill the anticipation. But I've got a good, solid video coming out. I think everybody's going to like it when it comes to part of the cleaning process inside of a home. All right, so I'm going to toggle this on, see where it puts me at, and see if I can hit play so everybody can hear it here. I love the soundtrack to this thing. Love it. It's only like 40 seconds. Can you imagine doing one arm? I could fight it that. Cool. So I can do the picture in picture. You should be able to see me. Still seeing that video. I like that a lot. Tim did a great job with it. Oh yeah, I seen a set of stairs drinking a cup of coffee. Man, fuck that cup. I'm spelling it. Woo. Doing a good job. There we go. That was a good book. That's When by Dr. James Nico. Sound keeps going on. Fix that. There we go. Cool. That book, When, is by Dr. James Nico. I'm just saying short because I don't know how to say the rest of his name. You can look it up for yourself. But it really talks about getting yourself in shape and how to eat right and stuff like that. Super book. Super book. Huge, too, as you noticed. Okay. Somebody asked, do you have any experience with VCT floors? Yeah, I have some experience. I used to do some back in the day. I'd help a buddy do some Walmarts, and I even had a grocery store too, but I didn't like it. But what do you want to know about it? If you got any questions, I could probably answer them for you. You know, whether stripping, polishing, using a 17-inch buffer or 175 or using a propane buffer, which is light years faster. Definitely want to do that. You know, I found out with any floors, including VCT, the secret is, and the key is, what? Prep. Prep is king, baby. You got to prep them floors, man. I don't care whether it's color sealing, whether it's you're doing hardwood floor screen and recoat. Prep is king. And what about if you're sanding and painting your car? Prep is king. All right. Everything's about the prep work. And kind of is in the carpet cleaning also. So if you got a question, feel free to. How often do you reach out to your carpet cleaning clients, and methods of contact do you utilize? Tell me your name if you don't mind. Remember, if you're coming from our Facebook group, it will be private. And I even can't see it until, you know what, I'll go over to my phone, pull it up. I bet I can see who it is. Can I go right inside the group? Sure can. Check this out. Let me get there. Turn my sound down so I don't hear myself in there. I'm going to answer this question here for you. Let's see here. Here we go. Awesome. The question is, I have a couple commercial janitorial. How often do you reach out to your carpet cleaning clients? We like to do it every 90 days. We drip back postcards through House Call Pro. If you don't have a good CRM like House Call Pro, I highly recommend you get one. I really like it a lot. House Call Pro is the bomb. And you can use our code, housecallpro.com, I believe, /TMF, and you can take care of it. Yeah. So, try to pull this up in the group here. We went live in so many places, hard to find them all. There we go. And and this says, how often do I do it and how do I do it? That's my method of contact right there. Some people call back their customers on a regular basis. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm turning this camera around here. So why does the sealer not have a wet look sometimes? That's because it has bubbles in it, and the bubbles have to settle. Once it settles, it's fine. And remember, a impregnating sealer generally doesn't change the appearance of the floor. If you want something that's going to do that, you need an enhancing sealer. Problem with an enhancing sealer is you enhance it, the customer doesn't like it, you're stuck with it. That's why a lot of people would just kind of basically use the other. So keep that in mind. But the cloudiness will wear off. And here's another problem too. Don't, on non-porous surfaces like a ceramic and porcelain, Don't spray a lot of it. Yeah, I usually just kind of spray it into the grout lines and then I just microfiber mop the whole thing. Don't just go in there and plow it on there. Don't mind if you do because I make more money if you buy Rob Solvent Sealer. But you really don't have to do that. Okay. You just go in there, nice little stream and all the grout lines, microfiber mop, you're good. Because the problem is sometimes you get a cloudy look is because you've done built up a large layer of it on top of the ceramic and the porcelain. You wasted product. Plus, it can get sticky that way. And that doesn't make a customer happy. Keep that in mind. If the VCT is not stripped properly or not neutralized properly, how about both? Yeah, you want to definitely strip it, get all the contaminants off of there, all the previous coatings, all the previous wax, whatever you're working with. You need everything off of there. Get down to the bare. Unless you're working with hardwood floors, then you can kind of screen and recoat. Now you're just trying to get down below if somebody's put some mop and glow or whatever on there, and you just want to get down inside of maybe the first coat off of the polyurethane. You don't want to go through, you want to leave some polyurethane if you're working on hardwood floors. And then you, of course, neutralize it when you're done there. All right, what's your go-to carpet cleaning promotion? You know, I really don't promote anymore. After 40 years in business, it just kind of runs itself. I built that foundation. Now, our go-to promotions back in the day were direct mail and yellow pages. I would run, full yellow page ads nonstop. I'm talking about I would run full page ads and sometimes 2 full page ads for one service and 2 full page ads for another service. That was called a double truck back in the day. So I think you have to write down promotions and then look up promotions that are present day because I don't really do any present day promotions. Now we do direct mail and email blast and text blast for truck mount forums, but my son handles that, so I really don't know much about it. That's really more his area. I'm an old school advertiser, and I'm a big believer in word of mouth, man. Hardly nothing beats word of mouth. Word of mouth, the referrals pay the most money, and they don't complain. I'm sure everybody here can agree with that. All right, so like I said, I completed that in the 30 minutes that I wanted to, and now I'd like to give 15 minutes to answer questions and thank everybody for being here and say the pleasantries. I see we have a good number of people in here still. I appreciate it. If you want to come in and say hi or bye, feel free to. I missed a good portion of it, but good to see you back on live. Hey, Alex, just so you know, it's going to be on YouTube and it's going to be on Spotify. So you can listen to these podcasts, just hook it up, put it in your ear, and start cleaning away. Okay? How do you go about getting referrals? Well, setting up a good referral program is really important. Very important. And you can do it by writing, or you can offer the customers an incentive while you're there. That's kind of like what we like to do. We like to offer them incentive. You can give them a referral coupon where if they refer so many different people, they'll go ahead and get, a percentage off the next job, or maybe get free protector or something like that. If they refer 1 to 3 people, that's up to you. So you need to sit down and figure and look through referral programs and find out which one works for you. Remember, referral programs for the service industry. Just Google it. Google is your friend. I mean, come on. That's all you need to really do. And I'm not knocking you for mentioning that. But anything I want to know, I might Google it sometimes and I'll figure out where I'm going to be or what I need to do or which one of these promotions fits me the best. And I'll go ahead and I'll adopt it and make it work. Because what works for me might not work for you. But when it comes to the trade service industry, almost everybody's promotional things work just about the same, don't they? So find the promotion that works best for you. For me, it's email blast. It is text blast. I'm talking about for truck mount forums now. But for my carpet cleaning business, we really don't do any advertising. Let's see here. Thank you for all you've done for the community, Rob. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I think we're up to over 500 or 600 videos on YouTube now and 500 videos or so on Facebook. Helpful videos. I've always enjoyed helping people and watching other people become successful too. Other than providing great cleaning, what other ways do you impress clients or present yourself as a professional? Well, how about, get this straight here, a nice uniform, okay? You can't be cleanly shaved or at least have your beard or whatever you have, maybe kind of edged out or something. Just kind of look sharp. Have a nice hat if you want to, wear a nice pair of slacks. Develop a daggone good vocabulary. Okay. Don't be talking all slang and stupid and stuff like that, and make sure your truck looks good. Make sure the lettering looks good. Make sure it's lettered at all. Can't believe how many people are riding around unlettered vans in this day and time. Come on now, at least put something on there. If you just get a magnet, if you have to, throw a magnet on it before you pull in the neighborhood. Okay, so I think everything about presentation. My equipment looks clean. All my tools look clean. I come across as a consummate professional. I'm using corner guards. I've got shoe covers. I look the part. I sound the part. I'm confident. And I'm humorous with the client. It's all about building that relationship, And, clients aren't stupid. They can tell if you really care about them, if it's really just a show. So you really got to care about people. What's wrong with that? I mean, come on. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you love yourself, that's great. But love the neighbor. All right. And how do you love the neighbor? By treating them good. And everything about you should just emanate. Your whole aura should be, I am the consummate professional. I've had people, I show up to a house. Sometimes they would look over my shoulder. I didn't care. Okay. Because after about a minute or two, they were gone. And when I'm early in my career, I've had people follow me and watch me the whole way. Oh, you missed this spot. You missed that spot. Yeah, I find spots they ain't never going to see. They know they have a true professional inside their home cleaning the carpets when I show up. No doubt about it. And that's how you should be. Some window cleaners. Hey, Jason Moore finally bought a swivel wand. Awesome. Oh, and it's fire. Super. Glad to hear that, man. Making a video today and we were using the swivel wand. I'm going like, how could people not use swivel anymore? I was using a standard wand, rigid wand, and a swivel wand. I'm going like, no way, man. I was able with this swivel wand to get up under tables, end tables in a bedroom, chairs in a bedroom, a hutch, chest of drawers. Man, game changer. Even under the bed, game changer. So that's really nifty there. Okay, Jesse Jones, he said, some window cleaner showed up in a ski mask while I was cleaning a couch. And my customer was like, are you going to clean my windows or rob me? Ouch. And turned them away. And a ski mask, I don't care how cold it is. You want to drive up maybe with a ski mask, which I wouldn't do, take that sucker off. Like I said, man up, woman up, fight through it, look the part, be the part. Good Lord. What's wrong with people, right? Show up with a ski mask. I don't blame them, man. I turn them suckers away too. It's just shady. Don't be shady. Don't be stupid. Don't do stupid stuff. And, do your very best. Clients will appreciate it. They'll know it. They'll know if you really did a good job. My wife, when we used to have the house cleaned in the last house we're in, she would go behind after the people left from cleaning the house. She'd look behind the doors. She'd check the baseboards. And she said, I'm not going to have them back. Yes, how come? Well, they didn't do this, didn't do that. It's a 3-strike rule. Found 3 things wrong. They're out of here. So, customers might tell you, pat you on the back, hey, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? But then when you leave, tell their husband or tell their wife, and I'm not going to have them back. He really didn't work hard on that. He was in a big hurry. Just ran out to the next job. I didn't feel appreciated. You hear that? That's not what people want to hear. Instead, when I leave, I'm hoping that they feel like, and I feel like they will feel like, man, that guy just did a fantastic job. I don't think we get a better cleaner to come in here. Oh, really? Just listen to that conversation afterwards, right? Man, the guy's truck was so clean, you could eat off of it. And he made my carpets look clean as they could. He explained it to me. He was knowledgeable. He was dressed well. He looked the part. He knew his stuff. Got on down the road. Did a great job. So there you have it, guys. That's it from me. That is the end of my first podcast. I don't know if that part will be on there or not. Last question I'm going to take right here, okay? They're popping up. I'm going to take this right here. It says, does your company offer grout color sealing? What are your options of the longevity of the color? 5 to 8 years. Yes, we do offer color seal. I love offering it. And watch for it being showing up in our store very soon because we're going to have our own brand. All right. So watch for that. And yes, I am a big believer in color sealing. But again, it's like anything else. It better be a high quality brand and prep is king. If you ain't going to prep that floor properly, it ain't going to stick properly. And you're not going to get years of good service out of it. All right, well, that wraps it up for me. It's almost at 55 minutes, and I was going to cut it somewhere around 45 or 50 minutes, but I appreciate everybody's participation. I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate the appreciation that y'all have given me also, and that's why I love doing this type of thing. And watch for me next Thursday, 7 p.m., and I'll announce the title somewhere midweek next week and let you know what the title of the next one is. And remember, you can find me on Spotify, and you can also find this on YouTube if you'd rather watch it in video form. Well, I'm Rob Allen with Truck Mount Forums. Have yourself a great day, everyone. Be good and be successful.